Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into this video. My name is Jada Brown Thompson, and this is the Thompson Family YouTube channel. So as you can see from the title of this video, I am going to be talking about the essentials for twin babies 0 through 3 months. Okay, so we do have twins. We have fraternal boy twins. They were born August 4th of 2023. So today they are 12 weeks old, okay, today. So it's been a very beautiful journey. It's been very different. I don't have any children. I was never really around kids, so I had to learn everything. So I do think that makes me qualified to share because I've had to learn very quickly what it means to be a parent, and especially parent of twins. So in this video, I'm going to share some of the essentials that I have purchased that I use every day for our twin boys. So if you like this content, please consider subscribing, share it with anybody who's having twins, and let's just get right into this video, okay? So if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notebook of what I have written down for what's important, for what you guys need. And I also want to say that this video is going to be categorized by different things like health, changing, bath, sleep, lounging, etc. And I will put the timestamps in the description box below, okay? So before I get into the individual products per se, the one thing that I want to say about buying for your twins is that less is more, okay? And when I was pregnant and I was purchasing things and adding things to my registry, a good friend of mine told me, she's from Jamaica, and she told me, listen, America loves like buying things, material things. Like for a child, you really don't need that much. The only thing that the child really cares about is their parents, love, talking to them, reading to them, playing, singing with them, and just being in your company. And it's important to note that yes, they are twins, but they really don't need that much, okay? So I want to say that. And like, I am someone who read a lot of parenting blogs, I read a lot of content, watched a lot of videos, and I bought a lot of stuff, which I wish I kept the receipt for a lot of the stuff because we did not use it. I bought a lot of stuff because I'm like, okay, well, you want to give your child the best of what you can afford, whatever that is. So like, I bought a lot of stuff, and I can tell you right now, guys, they don't use a lot of it, and it might change as we progress, and you guys will see in my next video. But like right now, like all of the rockers and sleepers, play mats, tummy time pillows, they like, honestly, they did not use it. Like I put them in the pack and play, they hate it, they scream, they bawl bloody murder. I put them on the sleeping mat, they hate it. Like they want to be right here. So anyway, let's get right into it, okay? So I want to talk about the things that you need for like their health per se. The number one thing I put down is gripe water. So gripe water is a supplement that's all natural, and it's safe for babies. You can use it from the time that I think they're about 2 weeks old, and it's made of ginger and other things that you can use to ease, tummy indigestion. If they're really gassy, you can give it to them up to 6 times a day. So love the gripe water because my babies, they have really sensitive tummies, so I definitely recommend that you get the gripe water. So I got one bottle from Target, and I got the Nature's Bliss version of this gripe water, and I love Target, so I use the little My Wallet Target, and I always get coupons on it. You can also get it on Amazon, okay? The next thing I would recommend is the nasal saline spray. So I'm in the DC metro area. It is fall now. It is very cold, but some days it's hot. And so like many adults, babies also get congestion. But what kind of sucks about them being so little and fragile is that there are a lot of things that you cannot use for babies. You can't just go to the pharmacy, you can't just go to CVS and buy some Tylenol or Cody's or whatever it is that you use for yourself, because their system isn't as developed as an adult or an older child. So when I took them to the doctor, and the doctor told me, their pediatrician told me, that the only thing that they can really use, two things. First is the nasal saline spray, which you just spray it in their nose. It's just water and really salt. So you just spray it in their nose twice, and you can use that up to, I think it's 5 times a day. So before feed, you use the nasal saline spray, and then you feed them, and you can hear them like use the spray working in them, right? So with the spray, it just moistens the congestion, the boogers and everything, and you use that aspirator, I think it's called, and you pull out the mucus in there. So the second thing that you can use, which I really recommend you getting, is a humidifier. Now, personally, when I was first doing the research on what to put on my registry, I'm like, man, I do not need a humidifier. This is a waste of money. I'm not getting this. And it's something that I should have got a lot sooner. In combination of the nasal saline spray and the humidifier, like, my boys have gotten so much better from their cold. Like, I don't hear the mucus anymore. I'm not seeing as much of the mucus coming out when I'm pulling it out with that aspirator. So definitely recommend that you get a humidifier. Now, I got mine at CVS because they were so congested at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I need a humidifier right now. And there is a CVS 1 block away from where we live, so I just ran there and was like, I need a humidifier, I need a humidifier. But you definitely don't have to get it there because it was like $40. You can get it on Amazon, Walmart. You can even find humidifiers at like the thrift stores. I see them all the time. And I just saw one at, I think it was Goodwill, for like $5. So definitely shop around for that. Okay, the next thing under health that we use every day is the Philips Avent Soothes 0 through 3 months. That's just their pacifier. They used them at the hospital, and I'm like, okay, this works. So I just bought a bunch of them on Amazon, and I would recommend you buy a lot because I lose them all the time, and then I find them in the most random places. So stock up on those, okay? And then the last one I have here is the eucalyptus oil. Now, this may not work for you, but in our family, we use the eucalyptus oil. My mother-in-law gave us this suggestion, and she does have 14 children, so she obviously knows what she's doing when it comes to kids. So that eucalyptus oil, we take a little bit of the oil and we just rub it at the top of their head, and it helps to prevent, congestion, and it has really worked. And sometimes I drop a few drops in the humidifier. Okay, so the next section that we're going to is changing. Now, we all know every baby needs diapers. We all know that every baby needs wipes. So I'm not going to talk about that. We use many different type of diapers and wipes. They haven't had a preference as of yet. Maybe that will change. But I just use the diapers that people have given us on the registry. We use the Amazon diapers, we use Pampers, we use Huggies. It really doesn't matter. Wipes, same, any type of wipe. So we all know that. Now, I was given a changing table. I never used that changing table. I sent it back and got the credit for it with Amazon. Honestly, it was just too bulky, and it seemed like we just changed them on the bed, laid down like a towel and just changed them on the bed. So for me, I would just say reminded with the changing table. So what's been really essential for our changing is, number one, the Dustin Diaper Rash Cream. And our pediatrician told us when we took them, like the day after they came out of the hospital, the pediatrician told us, make sure you use the whatever type of rash cream that you're going to use. We use Destin. She said it's going to be like a barrier. Even if they don't have a rash, still put it on, because the rash cream will act as a barrier so that they don't get rashes. And up to now, like I said, they're 12 weeks old. They've never had a diaper rash. We use the diaper rash every time we give them a bath. Every time they have a diaper on, like, we just put a little bit of the rash cream, and it prevents any type of rashes. The next thing I would recommend getting is the diaper caddy. Now with twins, you're going to be using a lot more diapers than a singleton. So I recommend that what we did is we went to Target and we just got like a storage cart that rolls, and we can roll it to any part of the house that we need. Primarily it stays in our bedroom, and on the top row it's just full of diapers. I don't know, it's probably like 200 diapers in there. And then the second row is the stuff that we use for their bath time, and then the third row is feeding. So I recommend you getting the diaper caddy. On the top you can get like a little basket and put your rash cream, put your wipes, the pacifiers, that stuff. But it really makes it easier because you will be changing a lot of diapers with twins. Okay, so that's really it for the changing. Now going to the bath. Okay, I really recommend getting a baby bathtub. I mean, you could bathe them in your hand, but 0 to 3 months, they're still getting use of the neck control. And just now at 3 months old, my babies are able to sit up without their head like bobbling, So I really recommend you getting a baby bathtub. I got our bathtub on Amazon. It was $19, and it has the newborn sling, so that when they can't hold their neck, they just kind of lay there and the water accumulates under them. And then once they graduate and have that neck control, then you take off the newborn sling and they're able to sit up, and they really like it. I think it's very relaxing to them because they're just like, oh, yeah, So definitely get a baby bathtub. You just put it right in your tub, pour the water in, put the soap in, and they're good to go. The next thing that I would recommend is the hooded bath towel. Yeah, you can use your regular towels, yeah, but I think it's nice to have the hood on the towel so they can put it on, and they're not cold. They are like little humans, so you definitely want to keep them warm. So I got a pack I have so many. I got some from Ross, TJ Maxx, and I got some from Amazon. Super cheap. Definitely, I think you should get some. Their shampoo, body wash, and body lotion, I use Dove because their parents use Dove, so I got the baby Dove. Sometimes I use it because it smells really nice. And then for their hair, as you can obviously see, they are babies of color. So for their hair, I use coconut oil. They had some cradle cap. They had some cradle cap when they were first born, and their pediatrician recommended that I use some type of oil. She said olive oil, and I'm like, no, coconut oil, black boy joy. So I use a little bit of coconut oil, just like a little dab, put it in their hair, and then use a soft bristle brush specifically made for babies, and I just brush their hair. Sometimes I give them like little swoops and edges, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. But anyway, so yeah, just definitely get some coconut oil and then that soft hairbrush. And then another thing that we have used quite often is a thermometer. So as you know, they are very, feeble babies. They're sensitive, and you need to check their temperature because anything over 100.4 is cause for emergency, and you need to take them to the emergency room right away. So we have a rectal thermometer because that's the best way to get a baby's temperature. So definitely recommend you getting a thermometer and using it often. As I mentioned before, it is fall here now, so there's a lot of coughs and sneezes and things like that. So we definitely want to make sure they're okay. All right, going into sleep. So, as I'm sure you guys have all researched, all babies need a safe space to sleep. I'm not going to go into the type of sleeping arrangements that you should have. Now, I will give my personal testament with our family. Now, when I first got their sleeping arrangements, I got 2 separate sleeping spaces because they are twins, okay? So, their first week, right? I had them sleeping in different sleeping arrangements, you know, in their, I got 2 pack and plays and I have 2 cribs. So I would put them in their crib, right, and I'm like, oh, they hated it. They hated it. They screamed. They cried. Oh, they did not want to be in it. They didn't want to be in the pack and play. They don't want to be in the crib. They did not like it. So my husband was like, okay, fine, let's put them in the same one together. That was better until they got a little bigger and they were like, no, we hate it. We want to be with you. So I am almost embarrassed to say that they sleep in the bed every night in, you know, our bed. Yes. And I know that people are going to say SIDS, and I know people are going to say, like, this is wrong. But one thing I do want to say is that, like, a lot of babies have, you know, co-slept with their parents for a really long time, and nothing has happened to them. Like, I am one of them, my mom is one of them, my husband's one of them, like, well, have all co-slept and have been fine. But I do think that you have to be a light sleeper for that to work, because if you're a heavy sleeper and you roll into your baby, or they're like, you know, I don't know, flip themselves over and they're face down and you're sleeping, it's not going to work. But it works for us, and I know what research says and I know what scientists say, but for what I'm saying, for my family, the co-sleeping works. So it really eliminates all the need for like the separate sheets and the separate this and the separate that, because they're in the bed with us. So my sleep section is very small. So one thing that is essential for us and our sleeping arrangement is a sleep sack, okay? I am someone who likes it to be cold. I like to be freezing when I go to bed. I want the fan on and I want the AC on. And the men in my house, as in my 2 twins and my husband, are like, no, we don't like it cold. So what we have done is we've gotten them sleep sacks. Now, at first we were using the swaddle, and we could only really use the swaddles for 2 weeks because they were fighting. I have strong boys. They were fighting and breaking out of them. They were turning. And I'm like, no, this is not safe for them to be in this swaddle. It was a waste of money, honestly. And the swaddle didn't work for us. So the sleep sack works because it's like a wearable blanket. And we put on their clothes at night, their onesie, long sleeve onesie, put on the sleep sack, and they're like, oh, yeah, nice and warm, okay? So I got the sleep sack from Amazon. It has worked for us. The next thing is a nightlight, okay? Like I mentioned, we do co-sleep, so the nightlight is essential because we can see what's going on in the bed at night. The nightlight is on all night, and if we wake up for any reason, we just look at them and we're like, okay, they're fine. Great, moving on, okay? It's also helpful when you need to go like to the bathroom or get a snack at night and you don't trip over anything and wake them up, because that would be a hot mess. And then the next thing is the mattress protector. You would need this if they're in their crib or if they're in your bed. Anywhere they sleep, they need a mattress protector. It's not like they can control their bladder and get up and be like, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I need to use the bathroom. No, like they're just going to go. And if you don't have that mattress protector on and their diaper is full, you're going to have like a really soaked mattress, and that stinks and that's not cool. So get a mattress protector. Okay. All right, now we're going into lounging. Okay, the number one thing I would say for lounging is the Twinsy twin feeding pillow, nursing pillow, lounging pillow. That has been a game changer for us, especially the first 2 months, but we even use it now. The Twin Z pillow has been very helpful. If I have some pictures, I'll insert it of my twins lounging in the pillow. But yeah, they really like it, and it's been pretty convenient. We don't have any family really here in the DC area. Most of our family is in Florida, New York, Canada, abroad, Jamaica. Anyway, so we don't really have community here that can like hold them and watch them. So putting them on the pillow has been really convenient, especially during the time that I have to cook or Jerome has something to do. We can just plop them on the pillow and we know that they're safe and they're not gonna like roll off. And during the time when I was trying to breastfeed, which I'm not doing it anymore, it was helpful because it has like the top part that can lift up and you can strap them around your waist and they're here like in this position. That's really easy to breastfeed. But child, breastfeeding twins is really difficult and it was emotionally draining for me, so I'm not doing it anymore. And like, I've read research, I've talked to other multiple moms, and they tell me like, I didn't breastfeed and my kids are smart, they're playful, they're warm people, and they didn't have to breastfeed. So like they say, fed is best. You do not have to breastfeed if you don't want to. Which brings me to feeding. So like I said, I don't breastfeed. They're strictly formula fed. And I use the Similac Sensitive because they do have, you know, sensitive tummies. Now, one thing I do want to say that has been very essential in our feeding game is that we use the powder formula during the daytime when everybody's up and we're alert and moving. So it's nothing, I just put in the scoops, make it done. Okay, at nighttime, we use the ready to feed bottles. Now, when they were little babies, newborns, we gave them the ready to feed 2 ounces of Similac. So you can buy them on Amazon, you can get them at Target. Okay, they've graduated now, okay? And now we get the 8-ounce bottles, and those I see at Amazon are cheaper and they come in a multi-pack. So the one on Amazon, I think 48 comes in the box. I have to fact check that, but it's a pretty big box of 8-ounce, and we give it to them. They're taking 4 ounces now, so we just 1 4-ounce bottle, then the other 4-ounce bottle, and we use that whole bottle. And the thing that I like about these 8-ounce bottles is that if you don't use it at one time, as long as they don't feed directly from the bottle and you pour it, you can use it later. So you can put it in the fridge and use a milk warmer later if you need it. Okay, but so far my boys drink it all, so we don't need it, and we also don't really use the milk warmer either. That was a waste of money. All right, one of them has waken up, so I'm glad I'm almost done with this video. Okay, so now we're getting into the moving / transportation part. So for us, we have a double stroller. We use the Graco double stroller, the Click and Connect one. It was really affordable, and what I like about it is that it goes with their Graco infant seats. So we use those infant seats with the stroller, and it makes everything so easy because it literally like connects and it makes that clicking sound, and it, oh my god, it's so simple. And like, I feel like a boss when I pull up places and I get my stroller out and I put the car seats in and we're like moving in less than a minute, and I'm like, yeah, I got this, like I got it unlocked, right? So yeah. And then the next thing I want to mention for carriers that we use all the time are those carriers, God, I don't remember the brand that we use, but I will put the picture here, and everything that I've listed here will be in the description if you want to purchase them. But we have 2 carriers that we use, and it's the ones that strap around you, and they can sit here facing you or they can sit facing out. I've used those carriers since they were born. When they were about 6 days old, my aunt and I, we walked them from Arlington to Washington, D.C., which was about a 3-mile walk that we did like after I'm out of the hospital with a C-section. Anyway, and she used the carrier, I used the carrier. If there's ever a time, like one of my babies, he's really into affection and he loves to be held. And like, you know, I don't have the time to hold him all the time. So having the carrier really works because I'm able to have my hands free while he's also getting the love and compassion and support that he wants. Even before I made this YouTube video, I did my makeup, and when I was doing my makeup, I had one of my babies in the carrier, and he's looking up at me and he's like, yeah, I love this. And I'm like, yeah, great. So those carriers have been a life changer. Like I can have one here, my husband can have one, and we can still do whatever it is that we need to do around the house. And so I tried the Moby wrap. It did not work for me personally. It was hard to figure out because it's not that I just have one baby that I have to keep calm while they're screaming while I'm trying to wrap them, but it's two, and it was just too taxing for me. I don't like to hear them cry. I guess nobody likes to really hear their kids cry, but it was like pulling on my heartstrings and making me tense. So the Moby wrap just didn't work for me at that time. But yeah, so that is everything that has been essential for, you know, me and my family right now, 0 to 3 months with our twin boys. Now there are a lot of things that I didn't mention that of course you need. Like you need onesies, you need short sleeve, long sleeve, you need pants, you need hats. If you're in a colder climate, you're gonna need those long puffy jackets that are long sleeve and they're pants with the foot attachment. You're gonna need those things. You already know that though. Everybody knows about clothes. I didn't put any clothes on my registry because everybody knows you need clothes. Everybody loves to dress up babies. You know that you need these things. You know that you need the burp cloths. I would recommend getting a lot of those because they do get dirty really fast, especially if you're formula feeding. You know you need bottles. We personally use Dr. Brown's gas relief bottles, and at first I didn't like them, but they've adjusted to them now, and it's been really helpful with like the spit up relief and everything like that. So you know you need bottles, but do you need a bottle warmer? No, not necessarily. You don't. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel, the Thompson Family channel. We do have a lot of great content coming up. I do want to debut my twins on here because no one has really seen it outside of my immediate family and his immediate family. So we will do that, just not yet. But I hope you guys like this content. As I said before, you do not need as much stuff as you think you do, okay? With babies, less is more. They're really simple creatures. And one thing that I found really helpful as I'm going forward to buy them things is I'm like, did people need this like 50 years ago? You know, did they survive without this stuff? And if the answer is yes, then you don't need it. Now, if you want to buy it because you just want to buy it for your kids, yeah. But don't get pressured to buy a lot of stuff by the media, you know, by people. Because really and truly, babies do not care. Like, honestly, I put them in some designer clothes and they still spit up on it. You know what I mean? So, babies don't care. So, I hope you guys like this content. Share it, subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.